Hello, wonderful friends. Today we will discuss the inspiring story of a very interesting biblical figure, Jacob. Jacob was born as the second child of Isaac and Rebekah and was Esau's twin. The name Jacob literally means heel holder or deceiver. Why? Because in the womb there has been a struggle between the two brothers, as written in Genesis chapter 25 verses 22 to 23. At that time, the boys were still in their mother's womb, and the Lord said to Rebekah, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples will be divided from your offspring. One people will be stronger than the other, and the younger will become the older, and the one who was to come after will actually be first." Genesis chapter 25 verse 26. In those days, the firstborn had the privilege of receiving a special blessing from his father. But Jacob, with the help of his mother, used his cunning to obtain the birthright from his brother Esau by exchanging it for a bowl of red bean soup. Not only that, Jacob also deceived his old and blind father to obtain the blessing that should have been given to Esau, so that Jacob had to flee from home because Esau intended to kill him. In his escape to his uncle Laban's house, Jacob had his first encounter with God at Bethel. In a dream, he saw a ladder that reached the sky with angels going up and down. There, God promised to accompany and bless him. Genesis article 28 verses 13 to 15. For the next 20 years, Jacob lived in his uncle's house. During that time, Jacob experienced various struggles. He worked 14 years to get his beloved Rachel and experienced deception from Laban, his father-in-law. However, it was precisely in these difficult times that his faith began to grow. The peak of Jacob's faith growth occurred in Peniel when he wrestled with God all night. Genesis chapter 32 verses 22 to 32. From this struggle, his name was changed to Israel, which means he who wrestles with God. This name change signifies the transformation of Jacob's character from a deceiver into a person blessed by God. So what valuable lessons can we learn from Jacob's life story? Let's discuss them together. God can change a person's character. When we look at Jacob's life at the beginning of his story, he was a person who liked to deceive others. He tricked his brother Esau to take away his birthright, and also tricked his father to get the blessing meant for Esau. However, after experiencing many struggles and having an encounter with God, Jacob was transformed into the patriarch of the Israelites who were blessed by God. Through Jacob, God continued his covenant with Abraham and Isaac. God kept his promise that through Isaac's descendants, all the nations of the earth would be blessed. A personal encounter with God is the key to life transformation. The experiences that Jacob went through at Bethel and Peniel were the turning points in his life. Through these experiences, Jacob's heart was radically changed. He realized that he could not depend on his own strength or cunning. Instead, he needed God's strength and blessing. This teaches us that spending time with God and having a personal relationship with Him is essential for our spiritual growth and transformation. God remains faithful even though we are not perfect. Throughout his life, Jacob was not a perfect person. He often made mistakes and even acted deceitfully. However, God remained faithful to his promises to him. Even when Jacob lied about his identity to get a job from Laban, God still helped him. Even when Jacob tricked his father to get the blessing, God did not abandon him. This teaches us that God is faithful even when we are not. We don't need to be perfect to receive God's blessings. We just need to believe in Him and trust in His promises. Life's struggles are part of the process of maturing faith. Looking at Jacob's life, we can see that he went through many struggles and difficulties. But these struggles did not make him bitter. Instead, they made him stronger in his faith. Through hard times, Jacob learned to rely on God and trust in His guidance. This teaches us that struggling in life is not a bad thing. In fact, it's part of the process of growing and maturing in our faith. When we face challenges, we have the opportunity to draw closer to God and seek His help. Friends, Jacob's story reminds us that God is able to change anyone who comes to Him humbly. No one is too bad to be changed by His love and power. Let us always remember to 1. Trust in God's ability to change our lives. 2. Make time for personal encounters with God through prayer and meditation on His Word. 3. Believe in God's faithfulness even when we are not perfect. 4. See life struggles as opportunities to grow in faith. Thank you for listening to this inspiring story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel with other friends. See you in the next video with another inspiring story from the Bible. God bless you.